This conference will now be recorded.
So I've used free, clear,
refresh.
refresh. Apart from that,
and lines.
yeah, we have append lines of check. Then I have to study append lines of. Okay.
Append lines of and insert lines of. We have tried this, sir.
Okay. You got the you got the appropriate result.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Then last, I think
We have
another key.
did move also, sir.
Okay.
Moving.
So all these are the internal table operations. So basically, when you are doing any report program, all these keywords are somewhere we need this. Either one of them, right? Which we may need all of them also. Okay. So part of this. So when you're doing any report, no. So they will be giving the functional specification. So generally, the functional specification FS will be given by your functional consultant. Based on them, you need to design a report. They will give all sort of requirement in their Excel or any sort of functional specification document. So by using all of this, you can manipulate the data in the report. Okay, you can manipulate the data in the report. So this is all about your internal table operations. So last one, have you tried with the collect one?
No, sir.
This
Have you tried?
collect also we tried.
Collect
No,
you
no.
tried, huh?
No, sir.
Collect we didn't touch.
Okay, so what about the collects? No, collects basically, if you go to this statement, the statement check whether the work area already exists with a record or not. Okay, so here can you see from this plot that this flow diagram that it will check whether the work area record already exists with a sales key, whether it's a character or a decimal or a numeric or it's a time size. If this kind of records are exist, if it is duplicate, okay. If you have integer float and packed, okay. Let me go to the paint. Well, you can understand over there. Okay. So here, you see here, let's say I have a data 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then you have a RAM. Then you have a salary sum 12,000. Again, what I did, no, I just inserted the same record. Okay. I just inserted the same record. RAM, and here it is 13,000. Now, what will happen? No, if you add this statement, the collector, if you write a collect work area to the internal table, what will happen? No, this value will get added up. So that will be totally, it will show like this 2, 4, 6. Okay, then we have a RAM. Then what is the total value over here? It is 25,000, something like that. Okay, that means it will check if the value is a integer, float, or a packed one. If that record is already exists, no, this record is already exists. Since this record is already exists, I already appended to the new record, so it will get added up. Okay. Yes. What the point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that is a use of collect. So this statement is basically useful when you have a quantity field, okay, or any sort of you want to consolidate the quantity field of this price field, okay. Suppose in real time, suppose you have a material number, okay. You have material number. Here is the quantity, material quantity, the price, okay. It's called, let's say, some fabric material, okay. Fabric hyphen some fabric name is a cotton. Here quantity order as a 12 pieces. Okay. Price is around, let's say, some 30,000. Same material, fabric quantity, cotton. Fabric cotton, it will be having a 14 quantity. The price is 50,000. So what will happen? No, this if you use collect statement, automatically this value will get consolidated. Okay, this will get added up. So here now there will be one line only here. Cotton price will be your 26 and sorry quantity 26. Price is around how much 80,000.
80,000.
So this will be your, because no need to write two times this one. This will basically consolidate the material with its correspondence quantity and price. Okay. So always remember that if the data type is always integer, float, and fact, it will get added up. Okay. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Understand.
Understood.
Understood,
Right?
sir.
Yeah. So let me write the program. Now here, what I'll do, I will take some data types. So I'll take some type declarations. Always remember that type declarations done at the beginning, but for demo purpose, I'm doing it here. Okay. I'm declaring internal table. And I will take here a now here what I'll do. I'll take some value over here. Here I will take some, let's say, fabric. I can cotton dot. Here is a Mara. Some price. This is quantity. So I'll give 10. Okay. Then you have a vanity W. So the value will be around. I'm giving. You can give like this also normally. That's it. Here, okay. Now what I'll do? No, I'll just write append initially. Okay. Initial, I'll write append to my internal table. Next time, what I'll do? Next time, I will write the color statement. Here, this is I'm taking so quantity. Let's say 20. And here it is 16,000. Here, I'll collect. See, Mara. to not to, it is into IT underscore Mara. What to this? Now, how to display this content? Always remember that to display that content, you can use a read statement or there is a loop statement also. How to use this loop at IT Mara, okay, into my work area. And inside the loop, I will use write statement. Write statement. I will take this. Here the two syntax text is everything is okay. Here just let me spell. What is this coming? Let me comment all this information. Already I sent this program to you, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just comment this. Comment this part. So what is the output over here? You got fabric, cotton, then just that value got added up. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is the use of collect. If you want to consolidate the same value, then automatically that particular material, suppose the user want that a particular material should be consolidated and it should show a single value. Okay. Either a quantity is there or a price is there. That should get added up and it show in a single line. Then you should use collect statement. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Always remember that to write a to write a internal table values, you can loop it up into the work area, and here you can also put where condition also. Okay, you can put where condition or with index also. You can put from index from 1 to 2. You can put like this. Okay, automatically that index value will get executed. Already I given the syntax how to write the loop and loop. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is all about your continual table operations. Now let me move to the next one. Now see, there are three types of internal tables are there. Okay. So what are the three types? Basically, first one is standard internal table. These are the default internal tables we are using regularly in our programs. And these are the special types. Sorted internal tables are special types of internal table where the data is automatically in a sorted order. Okay. No need to write the sort statement explicitly. You don't need to write the sort statement. Whereas if you're taking a standard internal table, you have to write a sort statement. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And third one is a hash internal table. These are these are used for logical database with all field and records. So always when you're having LDP kind of thing, then you go for a hash internal table. Okay. But most of the time we are using standard internal table. Why? The main advantage of using standard internal table that we can operate that data, we can manipulate data either with the key or by an index. Okay. So you can also sort if you want. You can sort by your own. You can do explicitly sorting also. But this sorting cannot be possible by sorted internal table. Sorted internal table is automatically sorted. You do not have control on what basis the sorted internal table will get sorted. Okay. If you want, let's say you have employee ID, employee name, you cannot sort that particular internal table based on employee ID or employee name. that sorted internal table will be already in a sorted format. In what basis we also don't know, but it will be in a sorted order. Okay, got it.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Whereas standard internal table, you can choose either you can choose employee name, employee ID, or employee department. Based on that also you can sort it. Okay, and here in hash internal table, here in sorted you can operate both this. You can manipulate the data either with the key or index operations. But in hashed, you always have to do with the key only. No index will work out over here. Okay. So just remember, let me first one is the standard internal table. Never sorted. Third one will be your hashed. Okay. To search a record, we can use either search linear search or binary search. To search a record, we can use search. We use binary search. So here we can use linear search or binary search. Here binary search only always. Okay. Third one is here we have to use hash algorithm. Hash algorithm which take constant amount of time. Okay. Then last one, we can use short operation. We do not use short operations. So these are the main difference. So here short operation is cannot use short statement. Here it is not possible also. In hash also it is not possible. Okay. So these are the three kinds of internal table. It's like normally you're declaring a data statement, data, then IT underscore versus Mara type standard table of some TY underscore that's a Mara. Same way you can also declare data IT Mara type
Sorted
sorted table.
standard table of.
Okay. TY Mara. Same way we can have also hashed also. Okay, like this. So this is all about your internal table. Next thing is we are going to study the database. Okay. Now, what is database? Basically, in
What is
SAP
that hashed algorithm, sir?
hash algorithm, I think it will take constant amount of time. So hash algorithm means, I think you have studied in a tech level that normally like you have different sort of algorithm. Here the sorting mechanism based on hash algorithm. Hash algorithm means there will be key, hash key will be there. Based on that, it will be the algorithm. I also don't know much about hash algorithm. If you know in BTech level, there is a concept called DAT, design analysis of algorithm. There you can find normally hash algorithm. Okay.
Okay. Any idea of which is better? As per us, linear is binary is better than linear. Compared to binary and hash, which one is
See,
best?
we do not go to hash to internal table because we cannot use it. We cannot use here index operation. Always it is key is possible. Okay. If you use
Mhm.
index operation, no, like how you can use read table with index. Okay,
Insert statement also it won't work.
it won't work. That's why we are not much aware about a hash internal table. Very rare to rare cases we are going for hash internal table. If you have more amount of data, okay, and if that operation is taking more time, then that time only you are going for hash internal table, and that also it has some limitation. We cannot use certain operations. It will throw dump. Okay, got it. So
Yes, sir.
mostly we are not sorted and fast internal table. We are writing in the standard internal table only. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to know hash algorithm, better to go online and you can find the algorithm more clearly. Okay. If not, I will explain tomorrow. I just remember, but for timing, I'm forgetting what is this. Okay. For timing, I'm forgetting this concept, the hash algorithm. This is moreover this SAP internally it has algorithm, so no need to worry that how this algorithm works. Same way, I know a bit about binary search. That's why I explained that day how the binary search functionality working. If you want more, if you want to know about hash algorithm, I will explain tomorrow. I have some idea, but I have to go through that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
So now next we'll move to the database. So basically, this is all about internal table. Now next we'll talk about database. So what is database? So basically, SAP R/3 is independent database being used. SAP can use any sort of database. Okay. So SAP can use either Oracle or it can use some what you can use also any sort of HANA database also. Currently the HANA DB came, right? So if you go to any SAP where you can find the which kind of database is used. Yes, you go here, system status. So can you see here the data? What is this database is used? MS SQL also it is used. Okay. Can you see?
Yes, sir. MS SQL.
So here it is using MS SQL. Some of the database is also Oracle also. Okay. Got it.
Yes, sir.
So what statement is telling SAP R/3 architecture independent of the data is being used. SAP can use any database to store the data. We use database to store mass amount of data. Whenever we want to store the data into database, we need to use respective database language. Okay. Now what happened? Suppose this is my R/3, this is my database. Let's say this is the MS SQL. Okay. This is MS SQL. I have another DB. Let's say this is the Oracle. This is Oracle. Then what else is there? So there is a DB called DB2. Okay. Now here SAP can store any sort of database, but how it will understand that No, there is how do you understand that particular database? Suppose here, let me go to this. Let's say I have MS SQL, here Oracle. Now here in R by 3 layer, here in my R by 3 architecture, I have a called, there is a component called R by 3 interface layer. Okay. R by 3 interface layer. This layer is mainly responsible to convert that particular language into its own native languages. Suppose here, let's say I'm writing some select statements. Okay. Here, I'm writing some select star from some table. Let's say it is Mara table into my internal table IT Mara. Okay. Then giving where condition where Metner is equal to some let's say work area hyphen let's say some I underscore Metner. Okay. Now this is my OpenSQL statement. Okay. So SAP has its own OpenSQL statement. So this OpenSQL statement passed by this RY3 interface, and it will identify which kind of database SAP is using. If it's using MS SQL, automatically that particular OpenSQL statement will get converted to this language format. Okay. Yes, got the concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So that means this RY3 interface layer is mainly responsible to convert our OpenSQL statement into respective database languages. Okay. So for that reason, SAP is independent of database being used. We can use either Oracle or either DB2 or MS SQL, whatever the language. Since SAP now came up with its own database, HANA database, so there is no issue with it. But database can be its own SAP database, so there's no need of using this interface layer. Okay. But if you're using any third-party kind of database, then this earlier SAP is using third-party database. So in that case, there was OpenSQL statement. That means a common statement was given by SAP itself, SAP Abap by core language. Whatever language, if you want to select that, if you want to write that language, you can write. But no need to think about what database it is using. Okay, no need to learn the native SQL statement. Once you write this OpenSQL statement, automatically this RY3 interface layer is will convert that particular OpenSQL statement into native SQL statements. Okay, based on the database being used. Now in SAP we have two types of statements. First one is OpenSQL statement. Another is a native SQL statements. Okay. Now what are these OpenSQL statements? So basically we have a
Hello.
yeah hello.
Sir, just continue the class. We'll come back in 5 minutes.
Okay, fine, no issue.
Okay.
What is OpenSQL statements? There are different types of OpenSQL statements are there. So you have insert is there. Then you have a modify, update, delete, modify, update, delete. So these four statements are there. Apart from that, you have a select statement also. What are the syntax of this? So basically, how you declare an internal table. Let's say I have a table called I have a transparent table. ZEMP. ZEMP. How to declare this data IT, EMP. How you can insert this values, man? You have to write like this. Insert ZEMP from inserting record from a work area. Then we can insert ZEMP from table. What is always the structure of, so this is a note, always the structure of work area and internal table have to be same. Okay, what the concept? Yes, Dipti.
Yes, sir. But the whatever the note you have told, always the structure of work area and internal table have to be same. It means that whatever the
Yeah,
fields, how many fields are there?
see the structure means this ZEMP, whatever structure is there, it has to be type
Like
this one
fields
only.
only, no sir.
Internal table.
Structure is nothing but fields, no sir.
Yeah, it's a combination of fields only. That same exactly you have to have a same number of fields in a work area internal table. How it will be same? If you are declaring work area internal table of type this one because you are updating this database table.
Yes, yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Point. Same way you can also write modify statement. Okay. So for modify also we have same kind of syntax. So instead of insert, you have to write a modify statement. Modify. This is modify. There is a difference between modify and update. Okay. What is the main difference? I will explain after this. This will be update. So the syntax will be always same for all. Okay. But you don't have update statement in internal table, right?
Yes, sir. We don't have.
You don't have. You have
Only
a
select
modify.
modify.
No, select also not there in the internal table. You have other or whatever other operations I told. Delete is there, modify is there. Okay. Insert append is there, right? Collect is there, but you do not have select statement. If you want to read the value from an internal table, either you have to use a loop statement or a read statement. Read either an index or read by key. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So all this is
The select
done. Now
statement, I mean, we have select statement, no, sir. Like select star from like we can select all the fields from the internal table.
no,
I
no,
mean,
no.
from
That
the
is not
table.
that is not transparent table. Deep database table.
Okay, that it won't come under internal table operations.
No, internal. It will be coming into internal, but while fetching, how you are writing select statement, select star
Select star from
from
Mara, yeah,
into I'm using into Mara.
internal table.
I'm I'm keeping this in. I'm
Selecting,
fetching from this Mara is a
yeah,
DB
from,
table. Okay? I'm
yes, sir,
selecting from a database and placing in my IT Mara. Got it?
yes, sir,
Then I put in condition from I Mara. Okay.
okay, sir.
So always all these are called the open SQL statements. Select, delete, update, modify, and insert. Okay. And these
Okay,
are the syntaxes how basically we are utilizing, we are using in our programs. Okay. So what is the task here?
okay,
What is the today task? What do you need to do? You need to create a database table, ZEMP table. Okay. Then
okay, sir,
declare a work area internal table. Okay.
okay,
Use all these statements. Insert. Okay. Insert from table. How to use this? How to fill this value into the work area or internal table? Yes. Come on. How to
sir.
insert the value? How will you bring this to how will you bring this internal table to work area? Suppose I created a table instead of how you can create an entry in the internal table in the database table.
By using internal table.
No, normally suppose you create one table in H11. Okay,
Yes, sir.
how
Table
to
content,
enter
table content,
table
contents.
table contents right from there.
We will
Another
we
way,
will go to utilities and table contents. So there we can create new entries. That is the one thing. Otherwise, if you
okay,
want to create a like, if you want to enter a bulk amount, then we will go for TMG.
TMG. Now, other way also you can fill the data also. What here after doing data declaration, what you need to do here? You need to
Yeah, work
like,
area. Yeah, we can create like this also. Work area.
like this.
Yeah, EMP name. Yes, sir. I got it.
Got it, no?
Yes, sir.
So here then you have to append
Append work area to internal table.
IT. So
Internal table.
you can create as many
Sir, your voice is
and
breaking.
append as many as record into this and then use this statement. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Got it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What is
sir.
the point? Got the point?
Yes, sir.
This is where you
Your
have to
voice
use
is
the open
breaking, sir.
SQL statements. Okay.
Hello.
Now also it is breaking. Now,
Now okay, sir. Now I can
yeah,
able to
hello.
hear.
Now you can hear me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the prerequisite to use OpenSQL statement? The structure of internal table and work area must be same as the database table. Okay. So what is the another point? Always work with the internal table rather than working with the work area to update, modify, modify or delete that. Always remember that because internal table will be having bulk amount of data. Okay. So once you
Yes, sir.
write this statement, once you write this
Whereas
statement,
work area we will get
one by
one
one you have
record.
to.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
One by one we
That's
will
the
get.
reason. Yeah. Now next thing is the native SQL. Okay. What is the use of native SQL? So basically, an earlier Abap by 4 language, earlier when we are working ECC 6.0, that time this native SQL has some role. Okay, it was having some role earlier, but now currently we are not using. But this native SQL statement we are using when we are updating any sort of databases. Okay, let's say where is the in what scenario you are updating this? let's say you have SAP, this is SAP. Let's say this is the SAP server, SAP database, okay. Let's say you have a, so you just, so this is R by 3 architecture, okay, R by 3. So here what will happen, you are writing some code in the application, in the Abap coding, right? And you want that this has to be updated by any sort of third-party database. Let's say this is .NET system. This is the .NET system. They are using what sort of database? Let's say they are using, what is the database they are using? Microsoft
MS
MS,
SQL.
MS SQL database. Okay. Now, if you want to update, suppose what is the scenario? Let's say this is the SAP server. In SAP server, you are creating a purchase order. You are creating a purchase order. And this information is updated to some, let's say, portal .NET that is made up of a some web portal made up of .NET system. Web portal, and that is made up of .NET system. Now this is SAP system. This is some third-party system. Okay. Third-party system. So what happened now? Let's say any third party means, let's say this is a vendor, and it is supplying goods to, this vendor is supplying goods to the company. This company is having SAP system. Okay. Now this company who is having SAP, they cannot give the system access to this third party people, right? Yes. What's the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes. That means this SAP system, a company having SAP system cannot give full authorization to this third party people. They cannot give full control on the database because they will be having some business data confidential information. So they cannot give. But let's say this is a third party system and this is a vendor who is supplying goods to this company. They want that whatever things they provided, they want the purchase order details of that particular goods. Okay. Now let's say
Okay.
this company is providing some, sorry, this company is providing some computer parts to this company. Now if they provide this computer parts, what will be get created? That will be purchase order. For particular purchase order, they are giving that particular, this vendor is providing the computer parts to this company. Okay. Now they want that what are the purchase order they have been created, they want that they should be displayed in their system. So what will happen? So here Abapper will write the code, the Abap consultant will write the code, and that code will, that particular PO details has to be put to the database. Okay, this MS SQL database, so that they can view, they can utilize in their web portal. Okay, they can see that these are the components we have sent to this company, and here are the different purchase orders. Okay. So when they're giving the PO details, that time you can write native SQL statement to update this MS SQL database. Yes, got the point. Through the OpenSQL statement, you cannot update this third-party MS SQL database, but you can do from a MS SQL, sorry, native SQL statement. Okay. So in the native SQL, you are writing the exact codes, exact SQL statements of this MS SQL. That means you are writing some native SQL statement to put this PO purchase order to the database, third-party database. So already we have worked in this scenario, writing this native SQL statements. Okay. So all SQL statements that are valid from the program interference. So here always remember that Always remember that. Native SQL statement are much faster than the open SQL statement. Why? Anybody can guess why? Yes, Shiva. What is the reason that native SQL statements are much faster than the open SQL statements?
No idea, sir.
Dipti, can you guess?
So because I'm thinking that um, third party, it is a because third party
No, because here the reason
we
is
need to
that
enter.
native SQL statement is not being passed through R/3 interface layer. Okay. Whereas OpenSQL
Open.
statements is to pass through the convert it to its respective PP language. Yes, got it. Here the OpenSQL statement has to pass through this R/3 interface layer where it has to convert the database language, the OpenSQL statement to OpenSQL statement to its respective DB languages. Okay. Suppose the SAP can use Oracle or MS SQL or DB2. So here always if you are writing any statement, OpenSQL statement, that means it is getting converted to its native DB languages by using this R/3 interface layer. Okay. But a native SQL, it do not pass through this directly. It will go to, suppose I'm pushing the data from a SAP to third-party system. It has that they have a MS SQL server. What I'll do, I will just write the code in their format. Okay, no need to convert it. I know how to write the MS SQL statement. I will write that statement and push it to their server. So that statement will get executed in their server. Okay, got it.
Okay.
So there is this. It is bypassing the R/3 interface layer, the native SQL statements. So basically, how to write that? So always remember that the native SQL statement always written like this. Always how to write this exec. Okay. Then you have a I think and s and exec. Within that you have to write the native SQL statement. That means if any native SQL statement that may be a Oracle language, that may be Oracle. Okay, that may be a MS SQL language. If you written within this statement, no, you can write in the SE38. If you written in this format, that means it will clearly understood that this is a native SQL statement. Okay, this is a native SQL statement. Yes, got the point?
Yes, sir.
So the syntax allow the preparatory. So here, normally if you go here, so this is the program just I given here. So how basically it is written, so you just let me copy and paste it. So here, now just understand this native SQL piece of code like this. Okay, So what is exactly doing here? Can you see? Here it is making a comma. But a normal SQL statement, we are not putting any comma. We are just writing select field name as a, let's say it is EMP ID, then EMP name, cell from Mara into table IT Mara, where condition. We are not writing comma somewhere. Now this is an open SQL statement. You try to compare with the native SQL statement. See here, it is written with like this. Okay, this is a form and form. This is how you are writing. I will explain what is subroutines. So these are the subroutine basically given with the native SQL statement. So here see the select statement. Select, so comma this field, comma this field. Then you have into, and while using work area, you have to put a chain operator. Then the work area from. This is the carrier ID, and you have to use like this. Okay. So this is the way how basically you are writing a native SQL statement. So there is a, so this is basically C means this value is assigned to this one. So this is basically a comparison. Okay. Even if you write equal to, you have to put a colon. Yes. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
So this
Sir,
program will write in.
but we are using open SQL statement now, sir.
Yeah. No. This is not actual. Remember, this is, if you utilize, that's what it is telling. Native SQL statement means what is. Can you read here? Just let me explain. What is telling? These SQL statements are passed from the native SQL interface to database system largely unchanged. That means that these syntaxes do not change. Okay. The syntax rules are specified by a database system, especially the case sensitive. Always remember that you have to fetch the field in capital letter. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And if the syntax allows separator between the individual statements, that means while writing no individual statement, you have to put a comma over here. Okay. And this should not be in a lower. This is a case sensitive. Okay. You have to write in a capital letter. Got it?
Capital.
Yeah, let me just comment this, take this code, paste it in some server. Let me create a program. Native SQL. So here, this statement has to be in capital letter, then only, otherwise it will throw error. It will not throw error, it will not come any output, I think. See, it is throwing some error, see dump error it is coming. Okay. What is telling here? Can you read this dump? Invalid column.
Yes, sir. Invalid column.
Column name carrier. Why it is asking? Because these are case sensitive. So as soon as I convert that to capital letter, as soon as I convert this to capital letter, okay, control. I have to convert this one also capital. Okay, so I'm getting the data. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That means these are the native SQL. This do not pass through R/3 layer. So you always remember that the native SQL statements are Case sensitive. Okay. Okay, got it. And
Yes, sir.
okay. So always remember that. So somebody is asking, what is this native SQL statement? Tell them that these native SQL statements are much faster than the open SQL statement. Why? The reason is that this native SQL statement do not pass through a RY3 interface. Okay. Normally, most of them are. Suppose I have a here, as I told the scenario, whatever code I will write here, native SQL statements. So I will write some statements, native SQL statements. Yes, this is, and I'll write some select, some maintainer, comma, mins, okay, from some table. I think this is the way how you will do. See, the syntax also different here, okay. You have to use work area, something like this. So these statements basically, it do not change anywhere. Directly it will go to here. Most of the syntax will not change. It will not pass through the RY3 interface. Directly it will go here, fetch the data, or it will update. Here basically it is selecting. Same way you have insert, update also. Okay. Already we have worked on this scenario where the data we are writing some SQL, native SQL statement is getting updated into the MS SQL database. Okay. Got it.
Yes, sir.
Here you can write something like that. Insert also it will be working. Insert so and so into here you can put some table also. Okay. Table, let's say you can put some Z. Already I have written some syntax. I'm not exactly remembering. I think in my Google Drive it will be. Already we implemented this scenario. Okay. While I was working in the previous company. So God, what is this native SQL statements?
Yes, sir.
So these are the main difference between the native SQL and SQL. So normally in intro they'll ask you what is the main difference between this open SQL statement and native SQL statement. So what is the main difference you will find over here? So the main difference, this is Abap specific. That means open SQL statement do not care about the database. Whatever it database, always it get adjusted with that particular. Why? Because RY3 layer is mainly responsible to convert that particular open SQL statement corresponding languages. Okay. But native SQL statement is always DB specific, database specific. If you are writing code for MS SQL, you have to write the syntax same way. But the difference is that you have to write in a execute, exec, and execute. Execute and execute. Within the statement, you have to write that particular native SQL statement. Similar way, this is a subset. Subset means the part of code is getting converted. That subset means getting converted. Here is complete code is going that side. Okay, got it. Subset means the whatever open SQL statement you're writing, the syntax is completely changing. Okay, while it getting passed through the RY3 interface, but this is not passing through. So whatever complete statement you're writing, it is going to that side. Okay, and here it is telling it's open SQL statement. Support concept. So basically, open SQL statement is no consider simplifies bit of access. Here the support conjunction with the that simplifies bit of it. I think here mostly it is telling that whatever you have a the DDIC components are there. No, most of the DDIC component you can fetch through the this Abap OpenSQL statement. But here you cannot fetch the data from the DDIC structure mostly with the native SQL statement. That these are not much more compatible with that. Okay. Here support buffer of table in SAP application server, but it doesn't suffer. It doesn't support. The second one is doesn't support. Okay. Got it. So mostly the OpenSQL statement is much more integrated with the SC11 tables, but native SQL statements are not that much compatible with the DDIC tables. So for that reason, in Abap we are mostly writing the OpenSQL statement, even if the native SQL statements are much faster than the OpenSQL. Earlier, before 10 years back, the people used to write native SQL statement to increase the performance of the particular database selections. Okay, got it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So there's the main difference between the OpenSQL and native SQL statements. So these are the select statements. So as we discuss more clearly, other that is OpenSQL statements like delete, modify. Okay. So today's task that you try to complete this task. Otherwise, because I'm not doing this practical, I'm giving to you so that you can have much better understanding than me. Okay, got it.
Okay, sir.
So I'm giving task that try to create a SC11 table and create a data internal table work area in the program level, insert it and try to utilize all these OpenSQL statements, whether insert, modify, or update, delete. Okay. Now there
Okay,
is a difference between modify and update. There is a difference between this modify and update. Okay. What is the use of this update? If a record is exists, modify statement will ensure the record if the particular record do not exist in the DB table. Okay, got the point. If a record is not exist, the modify writing simply a modify statement, it will insert a new record in the database table. Okay. Now the case is if the record is exist, the database table, it will modify the record. Yes, got the point. This is for regarding modify.
yes, sir.
Now in case of update, in case of update, so here update will always work. In the record, if that got it. That means remember that always update will change the record if that particular record is present in the data. Else it will not has any role. Update has no any role. It will not impact that table. So to use the update keyword, the record has to be exist in the particular database table. Otherwise, update will not work out. Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Update statement. But in modify, if a record is exists, then it will change that particular record. If the record is not exist also, it will insert a new record. Got the point? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is the main difference between the update and modify. Now what is the next concept? Yeah, we're talking about the next OpenSQL statement, select statement. So what exactly is telling? This in OpenSQL statement, it is various clauses are used to read data from the database table. The syntax to use the select statement is to read the data from a database table. So what is that select statement? So basically this is syntax. Okay. Let me copy this. So here you are writing select so and so value from database table into target area means this is a internal table or work area. Okay. So this is if you are fetching multiple data, no, fetching multiple record, use normal select statement. Okay. But if you are fetching a single record from the DB table, so you are fetching it, you are writing select single. Okay. Yes. So here, let me just write this statement. So here you are using select so and so field into target area. So you can use where clause also you are using. You can group them also. You can have having or having clauses also. Order by means to sort that particular internal table during fetching only. Okay. During fetching of that record, if you want to order that, no, you want to sort that, then you can use order by statement. Okay. Now let me just go to the program. I'll create how to use a select statements. I'm using some open SQL Z open SQL statements. Create. So how to do that? Hey, I'm using some, let's say, IT Mara type under table of Mara. Then I can have a area type Mara. How to select the data? You have to use select. Okay. Select star from. Star means you are fetching all the record. Okay. Yes. What the concept? If you are
Yes,
not
sir.
using individually, you can put the field also. Okay.
Field names. Yes, sir.
Select star from Mara into table. So I'm using IT Mara. Okay. Where I can have to use a where clause here, or I can for timing I'm writing up to. I'm fetching some up to 10 rows. I'm fetching some, and always remember that the OpenSQL statements are checked with the size subars value. If size subars equal to 0, or if size subars equal to 0, that means this has been successful. Okay. Database data fetch has been successful. Apart from this value, 0 value, if you are getting 84, that means this statement is failed to execute. The record has not been fetched from that particular database table. Okay. Yes. How to print the record? How I will print the record? Yes. Dipti, how can I print this record? By using write statement. How to print? I got the data into IT Mara. Yes. How to print that in my output screen? I have a 10 record. How to print that data?
Loop at internal table.
You have to use loop it. Yes. Loop it.
Internal table.
Okay. Then I have to insert the. I have to use a write statement. Okay. If I execute this, so I'm getting all the data, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Means I'm selecting the data from here. Okay. Now here I'm just giving. This is the way how your select statement is working. This select OpenSQL statement is working. So you can put where clause, group, having, order, all this also you can put. Now if you want to fetch a single record, how to fetch that? I can fetch like this. Select single star also you can use from Mara to. Here I am not using input table. I would use. Okay, that's it. Just I will use up to one row. To one row. Since it will store only one value, I think it's not allowed. Select single up to n rows cannot be allowed. Simply I will use. Okay, here like this. So let me print the value over here. So this is from the work area, the first selection statement. Select single. Okay. For this, it is from the loop. Okay. It is from the loop. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Two different colors for this. A lot of disturbance. Hello.
Shiva.
Okay.
My side, I think.
Shiva, sir.
Okay. So you can put like this. You can also put the color roads. Okay. So identify different formats. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Got it. So, so the task I have given is that for today, you try to do practice with this OpenSQL statement. All this delete, modify,
Modify, update,
update,
insert,
delete. No,
delete
insert we are not.
already.
Already we are using insert. Yeah, delete or 2 times already. Okay, yeah. So this for statement. Okay. Apart from that, you have to use a select statement also.
Select.
So try to do practice with all these 4 statement, OpenSQL statement, and try to do this native SQL. What example it is there in the slide? Okay. Practice some more native SQL also. Then next thing we'll move to the other things. Okay. Tomorrow I think we have system variables. Select. We can have a joins with the select statement. How you can use joins? Tomorrow we'll talk about the joins in the select statements. Okay. Like you
Okay,
have
sir.
joins views also, right? You have different joins. What are the joins? You have inner, outer join. Same way we can also write the inner and outer join with the select statements. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is the task. So I'm stopping over here for today. Okay. So tomorrow around 3 o'clock we will do the class. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, sir.
You have any confusion? Whatever today's class, whatever discussion today's class.
Actually, I have little confusion between native and OpenSQL, sir. I will go through once this video and that PDF. So tomorrow I will let you know, sir.
No, very simple. See, open statement. As I told,
Sir, is there any? I mean, we will use native also, sir.
see, native SQL means it is case sensitive. Okay, it is case sensitive. You
That
can
and all
use,
I understood, but
yeah, you can,
whether we
you
will
can,
use it.
yeah, you can use. But while writing the syntax, you have to be very careful. Otherwise, it will throw some dump. Okay.
No, now whether you are using in your career that native SQL or
No,
OpenSQL, which one you are
mostly
using?
we are using OpenSQL only.
Okay, sir.
Mostly we are going for native SQL only. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, OpenSQL, not native SQL. Here
OpenSQL. Yeah.
we were using mostly OpenSQL. We are not going native SQL because native SQL has a problem that it is a case sensitive. Okay. If it is
We need to
required, then
separate comma. Each and every field we
yeah,
need to separate it with comma.
yes, you have to be separate with a comma. Okay, each and every statement.
Yes, sir.
So this syntax is quite unfamiliar with the Abap syntax. Okay, so that's why we are not using. But if you are
Yeah.
good using this one native SQL, then it's well and fine because always native SQL statements are much faster than the OpenSQL statements. Okay, because the native SQL
Okay,
statement will
sir.
bypass R/3 interface. It will go at the database level and directly execute that statements. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is all main difference between OpenSQL and TSQL. So okay, yeah. So just go through that. If you have any doubt, just let me know. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks everybody.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.